I haven't ever made one of these videos before where I actually go full screen and just rant about something. There's normally always some type of gameplay in the background or something like that, but we're not doing that today. You're going to have to put up with this pretty poor camera resolution, I think. Maybe it looks okay on my screen. It doesn't look the best, though. Because today, I'm just going to talk about a really, 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 really bad decision that has been made that I think is effectively just going to kill the finals. And I guess I can show it. So there you go. I'll make myself small and I'll go on to Steam. And here, if I zoom into this, I can't Control-Shift zoom into this. Well, anyway, you can probably read this here. I'll probably zoom in on it in the editor. Does that make me small as well? It might. No, I don't think it does, actually. So, anyway, starting in Season 3, the finals will emphasize a more tactical, competitive experience by introducing terminal attack as the ranked game mode. In terminal attack, attackers deliver a decryption key to one of two terminals while defenders guard the terminals and prevent the transfer from completing. Great. Okay, I'm going to switch myself back now. So, there was a key word there. There's a key line where it said, terminal attack is going to be the new ranked game mode. There is no more normal game mode anymore. So the way it currently works, you have 4 teams of 3, they battle it out, there's 2 cash outs, you gotta attack and defend the cash outs, right? That's how it works. That's how it's always worked since the beta. Now that's getting completely thrown out of the window, and terminal attack is going to be the main game mode. Now, I don't know whose idea this was, right? I don't know who put this idea out, but what's even worse is whoever accepted this idea. Like, everyone who went with this plan, I think needs to be fired. I don't see how this could be a good thing for the game at all. I really can't. So, the first issue we're going to talk about is the name of the game. The name of the game is The Finals. And the whole marketing thing for it is whenever you're in a trailer, the words that come up is always, can you reach the finals? Those are always the words that come up because that's the name of the game, and that's what you do in the ranked game mode, which is like pretty much the main thing for the finals, right? Most people play ranked, they try and get to diamond, they try and get the nice shiny skins. I know a lot of people don't play ranked, but I think that kind of is the focus of the game. It's the intended focus of the game anyway. And now, that's all getting completely thrown out the window, and we're getting terminal attack instead. This doesn't have rounds. You play one match. It's like a normal match, and it's a 5v5. There's no finals to get to. So can you reach the finals? No, I can't reach the finals because it's now going to be literally completely impossible to. So that's the first thing that just kind of annoys me about this, is that the name of the game is The Finals. And now that's going to have absolutely nothing to do with the core gameplay of the game. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So, aside from the naming of it, the next issue about this that I have with it is that Terminal Attack is not a fantastic game mode. It's an okay game mode. It's very okay. It's fine. It was fun for a little while, and it stayed for a little bit longer than it was supposed to, like Bank It did, which was one of the game modes, and like Power Shift did, which is one of the game modes. And that's fine, but making it the ranked game mode is absolutely wild. Like, why Terminal Attack? Why would you make Terminal Attack the ranked game mode? Why not Power Shift, even? Or why not, like, Bank It? Why not one of those? Why does it have to be Terminal Attack? I just don't really understand what the thinking was here. Like, the other ranked game mode, the normal ranked game mode that we've had since the beta, has been fine. Like, yes, there has been third-partying issues, but that has always mainly been because people that play the game sometimes aren't very smart, and sometimes they don't do the right things, because the rank system has sucked since the betas, and so when you're playing a game, sometimes people aren't thinking very much because they're not a very good player. And, you know, sometimes they'll put the cash out in the wrong thing and they'll make a bad decision. And that will cause more third partying. That's been a huge issue with the game from the get-go. And I think the people at Embark have tried to kind of fix the whole third partying problem, not by fixing the rank system, which, by the way, they said was going to be done in Season 2, and it wasn't done in Season 2. But they're going to try and fix the third partying issue by just getting rid of the third teams altogether, and just being like, hey, there's only going to be 2 teams in the ranked mode now. That's the second issue I have with it, because a while ago, we were told that in Season 3, we would be getting a ranked system overhaul. And so I was like, oh, that's going to be really, really exciting. We're going to be able to have like proper ranked games in the game now, which I thought would be great. And then now we get to it and it's like, oh, hey, we're not actually going to fix the whole rank system or the third partying system whatsoever. We're just going to give you a different game mode for absolutely no reason. So to me, it feels like we've been lied to a little bit here, because we were told that we were getting an overhaul to the rank system to make it feel better, because like there's a whole article about it that I read in one of my videos. There's a whole article about how the rank system has been like a kind of progression system for a long time so that players could go up and up and up without going down much, and how in Season 3 it's going to be not a progression system and it's going to be an actual rank system, so you can like, you have to be good to get to the highest level. We were literally told that. There was literally a giant article about it at one point, and I guess that's still happening, but it just really feels like we've kind of been lied to here with like, hey, we might still be doing that, but it doesn't really matter because this is a 5v5 game mode now instead of a 3v3v3v3 game mode. And it's just bizarre to me that that's been changed. Yeah, so before I started ranting about that, like I said, this is just going to be a rant video, hence the full screen. Anyway, so Terminal Attack just isn't a very good game mode. The way the finals normally works is you have cooldowns on everything. And the cooldowns are pretty balanced, right? Like the Dematerializer has a really long cooldown. The RPG has a really long cooldown. All the powerful stuff really has pretty long cooldowns. And that's okay. In Terminal Attack, you don't have any cooldowns. You use something once, bam, it's gone. Except for specializations, but there's also no healing. Yeah, there's also no healing in Terminal Attack. That's something else I just thought of, which is bizarre. Are they changing? Are you going to be able to heal in Terminal Attack now? Or not? Because if not, there goes Dematerializers, there goes the Healing Beam, and basically just renders the medium completely and utterly useless. Like, if you can't use defibs and Healing Beam in ranked, in Terminal Attack, but you haven't been able to use for a long time in Terminal Attack, unless that gets changed with this rank system, if you can't use Healing Beam, and you can't use the Defibrillator in Terminal Attack, no one's going to play medium. And as is, not many people are going to play light, which, oh, hello, now it's only heavy. Before we had medium and heavy, and you know, sometimes light if you were really good, and now if you can't use defib and Healing Beam, ta-da, you have successfully made the meta just one class, and everything else kinda sucks. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, I'm just reading through the Steam thing again here. It doesn't say anything about being able to heal in Terminal Attack. So, if you still can't heal, when this Terminal Attack ranked mode comes out, no one's going to play medium, and the absolute meta is just going to be heavy, which, by the way, it has been since the betas. But yeah, if you don't have Healing Beam, which is the medium's best specialization, and you don't have the Defibrillator, which is the medium's best gadget, guess what? You're probably not going to be playing medium. You're not going to see so many mediums in the ranked mode. And like, the only other thing mediums have going for them is movement, zipline, and jump pad, right? That's what they're good for. They're good for zipping around the map and providing support for their team. If they can't provide support for their team, right, that's half of their use gone. And if you can only use one singular thing to get around the map quickly, what's the point? Like, if I place one zipline, and then bam, I can't use the zipline for the rest of the match, which is how it works, why would I play medium? I can't heal, I can't defib, I can't move around the map quickly, so I'm just like playing with a handicap. Like, why would I play medium? in this game mode. I don't understand. So I might be going off the rails here. Like, maybe they're going to add healing to terminal attack. Maybe they'll do that. But from my understanding of it, the way the terminal attack game mode works, that's not going to happen, right? Because that's not how it currently works right now. So unless they change the healing, which there is no mention of in this Steam description right here, mediums are going to suck. And also, if the current system is kept, where if you go underneath a certain amount of HP, you'll regenerate health. So the way it works in terminal attack is, if you go under, I don't know what it is, like 200 HP, 150 HP, maybe. It's probably like 100 HP, actually. In terminal attack, until you get to 100 HP, you don't regenerate health. And then when you get to 100 HP, or a different number that isn't 100 HP, like maybe it's 200 HP, not too sure, but when you get to a certain amount of HP in terminal attack, that's when you start healing. So the heavy is 350 health, the medium is 250, and the light is 150, and let's say that the number is 100. So if I'm heavy, I get hit for 50 damage, I don't regenerate that 50 damage, but if I'm at 100 HP, and then I take 50 damage, then I'll regenerate back up to 100 HP, but that's the cap for healing. And if that's kept in terminal attack as well, if that just stays the exact same for the ranked mode, I honestly have no idea how that's going to work, because it would just be a really, really weird decision, because it would mess with the balancing so much. Like, hey, heavy's only good up until you have 100 HP, and then they suck, in which case you might as well just be playing light anyway, because they do more DPS, you know? Like it would just mess with the balancing so much as well. I just really can't understand what the idea is. The only reason I can think of that would kind of defend this and why this is being done is the third partying, right? Third partying in ranked is pretty annoying. Again, it is because a lot of people in ranked don't know how to play the game, because we don't have a proper rank system, which is a different issue that I can't really talk about here, because I don't know if the rank system is going to be fixed in Season 3 or not. But the issue with third partying is mainly because people aren't smart and don't do the right things sometimes, right? But even then, sometimes people do the right things. Sometimes there is still third partying, but mostly that's not the case. But I think this has been implemented, this terminal attack is being implemented because the devs want to have a workaround for fixing the third partying. I mean, I've said this already, but that is the only reason I can think of. I don't think people particularly like this game mode so much. I think there are people that like it, and there are people that play it. I've played it myself, and I thought it was, hey, like, that's a pretty fun game mode. I'll play that for a bit. But I don't think people liked it so much that it was like, hey, let's have this as the ranked game mode. We want this as the ranked game mode. This is so much better. Make this the ranked game mode. Nobody said that. That never happened. That's an imaginary situation. So the devs have just kind of gone and done this themselves without asking anyone for it. And normally, the developers listen to the community a lot. And they kind of say they don't. They kind of say they balance stuff depending on their own data and stuff, but they basically pretty much just do what the player base wants. And there's been a long history of that. And I've actually not really been a fan of that so much. You know, I think sometimes things are nerfed when they shouldn't be, because sometimes the player base doesn't know what they're talking about and stuff like that. Sometimes stuff is nerfed that should be nerfed, like, you know, C4 barrels that was really overpowered, but they were nerfed way into the ground. And sometimes stuff that shouldn't be nerfed is nerfed. I'm not going to give any examples of that right now. Well, like the flamethrower in the betas, it wasn't that strong, and now it's... Anyway, I'm getting off track here, and I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, so sometimes... So the devs have had a history of listening to the player base, and now they change something without listening to the player base, and everyone hates it. But it's just kind of odd to me that they've made such a huge decision without listening to the player base, because that's very unlike Embark. Like, Embark are always talking to the community, always letting everybody know what's happening, always, you know, asking what changes should be made, always asking for feedback, all of that kind of stuff. They've been, like, really, 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 really good at engaging with the community. And this just doesn't feel very right to me. It feels like something's up here, you know? And I know in the most recent Nexon earnings call, Nexon kind of said that they wanted the finals to earn a little bit more money than it did, basically. You can go ahead and read the most recent Nexon earnings call, but Nexon said something like that. So, and they also said that they'd be working like much closer with Embark than they were previously. So I think that this... I've gotten into some Reddit threads as well, and I've seen what people are saying on Reddit, and I think this makes a little bit of sense. I think one of the reasons that this might be being implemented in Season 3 is because Nexon, not Embark, but Nexon want this game to be more like Valorant or CSGO or Rainbow Six Siege, or something that's very well established already. Because that would be kind of like the tried and true method, right? And I think whoever came up with that idea at Nexon should be instantly fired, because that's a terrible idea. Here's why. CSGO already exists. Overwatch already exists. Rainbow Six Siege. I think Marvel's Rivals is coming up. There's Paladins as well. There are so many games that do a very similar thing in different ways. And the finals has been literally the only unique FPS to come out in a very long time. And now, the publishers of the game, or the backers of the game, I don't know what Nexon is called, but Nexon, I think it's Nexon anyway, it could just be Embark, but I think it's Nexon. They're just being like, hey, we don't really want this game to be unique and fun and all that kind of stuff. We just want it to be like other games so we can get our money and get our paycheck at the end of the day and then go home. That's what I feel like is happening here. And it just kind of sucks. Because, like, it really is a unique game, and changing the ranked mode is a huge decision, and I think it's just a really, 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 really bad thing for the game. Like, I don't see a world in which this goes well. I don't see a world in which all of the Rainbow Six Siege players come into this and are like, oh my god, this is so amazing. I have to play this now. Rainbow Six Siege sucks. This is so much better. I don't think that's going to happen. They're two very different games, and Rainbow Six Siege has like 30 operators and the finals has 3, and they're not even balanced well in the finals, right? So I don't think that that's going to happen. I think this is a really, really, really bad decision. And I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be Embark's decision, because I feel like they would have hinted at it or something like that in Season 2. I feel like we would have got some comment on it, instead of it just kind of happening and them being pretty silent about it. So I would say this is a Nexon decision, and it might even be like against Embark's will a little bit. I might be completely wrong. This is complete speculation from me, right? I have absolutely no idea what's going on. But if this was from Embark, I think that would be very disappointing. So it would almost be better if it was from Nexon. But yeah, so I think the idea is they want to avoid third partying, which has been a very big issue. And they also kind of want to have it... They want it to have like a sense of familiarity with gamers. So people can come into this and be like, oh, this is like Rainbow Six Siege or CSGO. I know how to play this. I know what to do. And now I can win it ranked. Because before, another thing I guess I should talk about is the rank system was pretty complicated, right? Like, you lose 30% of your cash when you get wiped, and sometimes, if you're in first place and someone else is stealing a cash out, you don't need to go and get that cash out. And sometimes you can even be in second place, and someone can be stealing a cash out, and sometimes you just want to let them steal. Like, if you're blue, right, you're in second place. If orange is in first place, and let's say pink is stealing the cash out, you want to kill pink, and then let's say orange come up and steal the cash out, and they're the ones in first place. You want them to get that cash out, because then they finish in first, you finish in second, and you still qualify. And sometimes people playing the finals really don't think that much. They just don't think that much sometimes. And again, that is because the rank system sucks. If the rank system sucked less, more people would think more at the higher ranks, right? So it all basically comes down to the rank system sucking. But what I think is happening here, I think another idea might be that the game, whoever's decision this was, might want to simplify the game so that people immediately understand what it is, instead of having to like think a lot about how to be effective in it. I think that could be another idea. I think they might just be dumbing the whole game down here. I keep hitting my microphone accidentally, so I apologize if you can hear that. But I don't think that's a very good idea. I really don't. At this point, I genuinely don't even remember what I was trying to say. This is just going to be such a bad thing for the game. It's already not doing so hot on the Steam charts, right? It's not doing the best on the Steam charts. People started getting bored of it. Season 3 was going to be like another hurrah. It was going to be like, hey, we're still here. We fixed all the issues we used to have when we released at wasn't the Summer Games Fest, at the Game Awards. We've fixed all the stuff. We've got rid of the C4 barrels. We've got rid of the stun gun. We've got rid of the, invisibility. We've got rid of all of this really, really annoying stuff. We've added a new map. Lots of new gadgets and weapons to use, so there's more diversity to what your loadouts can be. Come play the finals, everything else is the same, we just got rid of the annoying stuff. That would have been great. That would have been a really, really fantastic, great thing to do. But that's not what's happened here. What's happened here is the game is being simplified. Either Embark is doing it, or it's being done against Embark's will by Nexon, because, they're the backers of the game. I don't know which one of those it is. But this is just such a weird decision. Nobody likes terminal attack that much. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Like, there are people that liked terminal attack, right? But no one liked it that much. No one played this game mode and was like, this should be the new ranked mode. This is what we need in the finals. We need this to be a ranked game mode. That's going to bring the entire player base back. No one thought that. Precisely 0 people thought that, except for some guy at Nexon, I guess. And now, I'm not sure what I'm going to make the title of this video. It might just simply be, I quit. That might be the title of this video. If it's not, just ignore that. But if it is, then yeah, I don't know. The game has been slowly trending downwards for a very long time, and that's very normal for any game. Like, when a game releases, especially if it's a free-to-play game, it's gonna soar up through the Steam charts, and then it's gonna very, very slowly decline. Like, Pal World, Helldivers 2, BattleBit, all those games, like, soared through the Steam charts, and then they started to die off pretty quickly. And this finals has been the same. But the developers for the finals have been holding strong. What I was going to say was, so all of the balancing changes really have been slowly going in a way that I don't like. It's not necessarily a bad way, but it's a way that I personally don't think is good. So in the beta, everything was much stronger than it is now, and now everything has just been slowly getting nerfed. Everything's been getting visual recoil, everything's been getting harder recoil patterns, they've just been getting base nerfs as well, like stuff doing less damage and all that kind of stuff, like the APS turret nerf and all that. And I don't think that's very good. I think it would be better to buff stuff instead of to nerf stuff, and lots of things have been getting continuously nerfed since the beta, and that just makes everything seem pretty weak as far as I'm aware, and I didn't think that was a very good decision. But in saying that, I think if people played this game now, compared to how it was during the release and during the betas, I think a lot of people would have an easier time getting into it. I don't think that this terminal attack game mode is necessary. I really don't, and I don't think this is a very good decision. But now we're going to talk about what terminal attack is going to be like. We're going to talk about how it's going to work and how it's going to differ from what's currently in the finals. I already kind of talked about cooldowns type stuff, right? So you have cooldowns usually. That's not going to be a thing anymore. So suddenly, some things that normally suck are going to be quite good, and some things that are normally quite good are going to suck. So, like, let's take the Heavy's KS-23. If everything in this ranked game mode works how it currently does, the KS-23 is going to be a very, very solid weapon. Let's go with something like, I don't know, the Sledgehammer. That's going to be a lot more risky to use. Like, in a normal game, if you're low, you can go away and heal up. But now, if you try and run the Sledgehammer in a ranked game mode of terminal attack, if nothing changes, if everything stays how it is, if you try and run the Sledgehammer, as you get low, you're going to be extraordinarily easy to kill the next time you pop out with a sledgehammer because you're already going to be low, and it's just going to be a really easy pick. So the sledgehammer would have been like average before, and now with this game mode it would probably suck unless you can like kill everyone without getting hit, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that as a heavy. So this like completely changes the entire meta, is my point. Like flamethrower, normally a very, very, very solid weapon, like A or B tier for ranked, and in this game mode it's going to suck because like it's people are going to kill you faster than you're going to kill them, I think, is what's going to happen with the flamethrower, because the flamethrower does lots of burst damage over time, but if you're already low, if you can't heal up and then re-enter the fight with the flamethrower again and start off with an RPG, it's gonna suck. You're just gonna die because they're gonna be doing burst damage and you're gonna be doing, I don't know, DPS? No, you're going to be doing trickle damage. I don't know what it's called. But, like, KS23 is going to be good when it normally sucks. Flamethrower is probably not going to be great when it's normally very good. And there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. And that's not going to go for just the weapons. That is also going to go for the gadgets and specializations as well. Well, more so the gadgets, actually. So, normally, you know, gas grenade, frag grenade, all that kind of stuff. Normally, those are all pretty solid. But since you only have 2 of them now, that's gonna change. Like, again, you know, normally zipline, jump pad, normally both of those really good. Those are gonna suck, right? For the light in ranks, you would normally throw on gateway, and that would be really, really useful. In this, it's probably going to suck as well. It completely changes the entire meta that the devs have been trying really hard to balance since the betas, which is insane. Like, they're literally changing what's going to be meta here when they've spent like a year, I don't know how long it's been, when they spent a very long time trying to fix the balancing. It's just it's honestly such a bizarre decision to me. And there's more stuff to talk about. I'm just getting all jumbled up in my own head here about what to rant about, because there's so many bad things about this, and I don't think there's very many good things. On the bright side, more players might come to the game. But I think the problem is going to be keeping those players, right? I think if there's a Rainbow Six Siege player and they come and play this, they might have fun for a while, and then they're probably going to be like, oh, hey, there's a new operator in Rainbow Six Siege, I'm just going to go play that, right? Like, what's going to keep them in the finals? What's going to keep them there? I don't care about grabbing their attention. I care about who's going to stay. Because the problem before, when the finals released at the Game Awards, right, the problem was loads of people came online, and then that went right down. That went, like, made this shape, right? This downwards arrow shape. So the problem isn't luring people in. And I feel like this decision right here is made to lure people in. But I don't see a Rainbow Six Siege player who plays a game every day that has like 30 operators or something. I don't see them permanently switching to a game that's going to have 3 and much worse balancing, right? I don't see that, or much more complex balancing, let's say. I don't see that happening. And like, you know, if you play CSGO, Valorant, Overwatch, any of that, I don't think you're going to switch to this game. I think you're going to try it out for a couple days, for a weekend maybe, and then you're going to be like, oh, you know what, that was fun. Nice change of pace. I'm going to head back to CSGO. I'm going to head back to Valorant. I don't think this is going to keep anyone in the game because it's not unique. This is not the first time this has been done. You know what? No, you know what was unique, though? You know what was there? The other game mode. I just don't know why this has happened. I don't know why this has changed. It's probably Nexon's fault. It might not be, though, in which case, you know, I'd be losing a lot of respect for Embark. I don't think it would be Embark's decision, though. But, yeah, I've never really done one of these videos. I don't know how this is going to turn out. But I thought I would just rant about it. Because this is everything that I'm thinking. I don't think, like, even from a content creator perspective, right? I want this game to succeed, but not just because I'm a content creator, also because I just really like the game. I played the game during the first beta as well, and I never even recorded anything for that. I just really liked it. It was just a super fresh take on the FPS genre. And I feel like that's all being thrown out the window right now. I feel like everything that has made the finals successful is being thrown out the window. Like, yes, we're probably still going to have the normal, like, tournament game mode, but who's going to play that? You want to play ranked, you want to go up the ranks, you want to get the skins. So, yeah, I think it's just really, really, really bad decisions all around here. I don't think anything good is going to come from this. And if you're saying, oh, if you're going to write in the comments down below, like, oh, you're being so negative about this, I don't think it's a good idea, new players are going to see this video and get turned off from the finals and all that kind of stuff. I did make a positive video yesterday, or earlier on today, depending on when I post this one. I made a positive video that was like, hey, this is all the new stuff coming in the finals season 3, you should be hyped for it. And I deliberately left out the part about the terminal attack. So I'm done like a positive video, and this is going to be the rant video, basically, where I talk about this. I can't see this being a good thing for the future of the game. I really can't. Because, sure, it might bring some people in, it might lure some people into the game, but I don't see what's going to keep them here. Because I don't think it's going to be the casual game modes, and I really don't think it's going to be terminal attack. I don't think people are going to play terminal attack and be like, oh my god, this is absolutely invigorating gameplay. This has never been done before. This is so unique, such a fresh style on the FPS genre. Because it's not. It's like Rainbow Six Siege has it, Valorant has it, CSGO has it, Overwatch has it, Marvel Rivals is probably going to have it. This is not a new game mode. Like, it's not going to do it's not going to keep players' attention. You know what might have kept their attention, though? The normal game mode we've had since the betas, right? Normal ranked game mode we've had since the betas. So, I don't know. The people in the comments might completely disagree with me, which is fine. You know, you can say what you want in the comments. You can say what you think. That's always fine. Always good to have lots of opinions about things anyway. But I think the general consensus for the community, because I've looked on the Reddit, I've looked on the Discord, I've seen what everyone's been saying, and I think the general consensus for, like, at least 85% of people is that this sucks, and it's not a good idea. And I couldn't agree with that more. I might be completely wrong. We might get this in Season 3, and suddenly Terminal Attack might be amazing. Maybe they'll make it so that you can heal. Maybe, you know, Healing Beam and Defibrillator are going to be back so you can revive and heal teammates. Maybe you're going to be able to regen full health and all that kind of stuff. I really can't say I see that happening, though. So again, mediums, I can't get back into it because then I'll just keep ranting. But I don't see this being a good thing for the game. And, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to the game. I think there might be a small influx of players, maybe even like a medium influx of players when this comes out on June 13th. A lot of people might come back to it, but I think they're going to leave even faster than they did when the game originally released, because there's absolutely nothing unique about this game mode whatsoever. And people, when you play a new game, right, you probably play the ranked game mode, because the casual game mode isn't going to have anything to grind for, whereas the ranked game mode does. And having something to grind for feels a lot better than not having anything to grind for, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know how long I've been talking for now, but I've probably been talking for long enough. You're probably tired of me. Most people have probably clicked off of the video already. But hey, it doesn't really matter. We got the rant out of the way. It's 4 a.m., so I am going to go to sleep now. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. I think in an ideal situation, this would have to be reverted as soon as. I don't think it's going to cut it for, you know, this game would come out and then Embark to be like, hey, sorry about that, we're going to change this in Season 4. I don't think that's going to cut it. I don't think the game is going to survive until Season 4. I think the player base is going to get real small if that happens. So ideally, this gets reverted straight away. But I think the chances of that happening are quite low, since I'm not entirely sure Embark is actually in charge of this decision again. I think it might be a Nexon decision. So yep, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. That is going to be it for this one. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Also, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. I'd be curious to hear what everyone's going to say. I really don't think it's a good thing. Like, new weapons and all seem cool. Trailer seemed cool. But this ranked game mode right here is just, I don't think it's going to do so well. And I personally didn't really like Terminal Attack that much. I only played a couple of games of it, and then I just didn't really touch it again. I wasn't the biggest fan. Like, yeah, the carry potential was big and all that, but I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. So, you know, I might play ranked when it comes out so I can level up, but I don't know if I'm gonna be bothered or not. I honestly don't know. But yeah, there you go. Farewell.